So for our Fix America project, we decided to solve the issue of homelessness.
Today is estimated that 582,400 individuals are experiencing homelessness in America, with 30% of those individuals experiencing chronic patterns of homelessness. Most states have seen a rise since 2019, and 4 states have seen a double in their homelessness population. Around 60% have found refuge in different shelters, but 40% spend most of their nights unsheltered. New York City and Los Angeles account for nearly 1/5 of the total homeless population in the country. 52% experienced in major cities, 23% suburban, and 18% rural, etc. Causes: the lack of affordable housing, low wages, many people living below the poverty line are one economic mishap from complete disaster. Other causes include, but are not limited to, drugs, alcohol, physical and mental illness, a history of abuse, or any combination of these.
So looking at the housing and how it's been affected, as mentioned, the lack of affordable housing and high rent leads to increased amount of unhoused people. And as we've seen, it's specifically in major cities. And according to this SF Chronicle, the average rent in February of this year was $3,000. And one of the issues is that the job opportunities exist around major cities, which makes people move closer to those cities, which increases the demand for housing, which leads to higher rent and house prices, but people can't leave and more people come, so it keeps increasing the price. And then next slide. And then so our solution is to create a new organization called Home Away from Home. Home Away from Home is a complete nonprofit organization aimed at working with the unhoused population to vastly improve their condition and stability. Some potential locations for our sites that we were thinking about was Los Angeles, SF, New York City, and Chicago, but we're looking at other places. The reason we're looking at these specific areas is because the high homeless population that exists there. In LA County alone, there's about 69,000 unhoused people, according to ABC News. We want to use these sites to provide more than just shelter, so we want to also provide medical services, counseling, and financial guidance. This will hopefully help our main goal, which is to provide the resources to help unhoused population improve their lives and live their best potential life. Next slide.
So now it's time to go into an in-depth analysis of how our rehab facilities will work. So within each facility, you will find a communal style of sleeping quarters equipped with cots and mattresses for over 200 plus people. Anybody using the facility will have free access to addiction counseling, mental health therapy, and on-site doctors that can help treat patients. And we pride ourselves on bringing happy, healthy people back into society with a plan and just making sure that they don't just go out on the street on their own. So in order to complete that last step, we'll provide financial guidance as well as job training to increase these opportunities. And the lengths of our stays can range anywhere from a day to 6 months. And we have a 6 months max to ensure that anybody in need can have a chance to utilize our services. And how will we accomplish this? Well, our first step is to set up social media accounts across many sites, including Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter, and all the other social media sites that'll help get our name out. And this will be our first exposure to most people and will allow our organization to get our name out into these communities. And you'll see these posts with different goals, event times and places, ways to help, and much, much more. And along with this, we plan to set up groups of our members in different major cities running campaigns for our foundation. This includes putting up signs, holding events, and even trying to get a hold of local legislatures. And last but not least, we will be asking for donations from kind citizens to help kickstart this new organization, but our efforts won't stop here.
On top of all our other efforts, HAFH plans to receive a majority of its funding from the federal government. We are enlisting in the help of our people to spread our message about homelessness to any representatives in their area. And through this process of lobbying, we plan to build a foundation with a strong cause and push the government to pass a bill. And you may be asking, what bill do we want to pass? And so we want a bill to be passed that provides our organization with the necessary funds to build it, because with just donations, we won't have enough money to fulfill our main goal. Together, we'll be able to clean up our streets, but more importantly, rehabilitate thousands of homeless individuals across the nation. The more people that back us and back our plan, the more influence we will have to push this bill into action. We encourage any and all to write letters, start marches, and any other method you may think of to help push this message out. And the best methods for influencing the government will be from writing letters to legislatures, making phone calls to them, or even in-person visits. All of these techniques will allow your voice to be heard, and the more the government hears this message, the more likely they are to act upon it. Another way you can help push our message out would be through petitions. You can gather friends, family, and people from your community to sign petitions related to the bill that we want to be passed. Any efforts are greatly appreciated and do truly make a difference.
The main arguments that others may have is either that the project is too far expensive or that many of these homeless people got themselves in their positions and they don't deserve the help. Firstly, nobody will ever be forced to pay for this organization. Our funding will be strictly from donations as well as the government. If you do not believe in our mission, it's okay because you are entitled to your own opinions. Secondly, our goal is to help any and all people who may need it. While it is true that many homeless people have made many poor decisions and led to where they are now, that does not mean that they shouldn't be given a second chance. We all make mistakes and deserve the opportunity to right our wrongs.